He's quirky and cranky, and that makes for a lot of awkward interactions.
What a jerk.
Help Prospector learn from his mistakes. It's time for M at Rock 107.
All right, the big game, the Super Bowl, was Sunday. Everybody wanted to want to have my wife and I over to watch the game. That's nice to be wanted, but the last thing I want to do is watch the Super Bowl anywhere but my house. I do have a very rich uncle who is incredibly nice to us and gracious about inviting me to his country club to play golf and the like. And he invited my wife and I to watch the Super Bowl at his place. Now, Tara readily accepted the invite. And, of course, as I said, I didn't want to go anywhere for the game. So I said, yeah, I'm not going to go. And she said, well, I already said we're going. And I said, well, now you get to say we're not, or that you're not, or I'm not. I don't know. I said, you have to call back. And she said, well, why do I have to call back? He's your uncle. And I said, yeah, but you said yes, so now you have to say no. Does that make me a jerk? Open mic on the Rock 107 app, 1-888-ROCK 107, and, of course, social media, where John says, yeah, you're a jerk, Prospector. On to the Rock Lines, Rock 107. What do you think? Am I a jerk?
Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How comfortable is your couch?
My couch is exceedingly comfortable. It's the most comfortable sitting space I've ever been on.
Well, you might be on it for a while if you make your wife call.
Okay, so am I a jerk or not?
Yes.
Oh, that's a yes. I should have known where that one was going. David says no, but you should have gone anyway just to keep that free gold rolling in. Text it in on the Rock Lines. 99.9% of the time you are a jerk. But in this case, you're clean. Your wife should have asked you first. In addition, I think by now she probably should know your Super Bowl default is to be home on the couch. Christy says, enjoy playing miniature golf, dude. Which I guess means I'm a jerk and my uncle's not going to invite me for golf anymore. Rock 107 out of the Rock Lines. What do you think? My wife says yes. I say no. You got to say no and call back. She said he's your uncle. I said yeah, but you said yes, so you have to say no. Does that make me a jerk? Rock 107.
I don't think so.
You're okay with this, huh?
I'm fine with it.
There's no problem with me saying, look, wife, you said yes. You got to call him and say no?
Yeah, that's no problem. I try that with my husband all the time.
Does it work with your husband?
Yeah, I end up doing it anyway.
See? You end up doing it by yourself. I flat out refused, and if nothing else, I can be stubborn. It's Prospector here at Rock 107, trying to find out if I'm a jerk. Got invited to the Super Bowl. I'd like to watch the Super Bowl in my house. It was my rich uncle. My wife said yes, and I said, well, I'm not going to go, so you got to let him know at least one of us doesn't go. And she said, he's your uncle. You should call. I said, yes, but you said yes to the invite, so you should call back for the no. Does that make me a jerk? Facebook.com/Angry Prospector. Guy says, yeah. You're a jerk. And Margaret checking in our TikTok says your uncle says, yeah, your uncle, so yeah, you're a jerk. You need to call. By the way, is he single? No, Margaret, not married, a couple of kids, all that stuff. I'm very sorry to inform you of that. On to the Rock Lines. Am I a jerk? Rock 107.
Prospector, I don't think you're a jerk, but I have an idea for you.
Okay.
Why don't you let your wife go by herself?
She can do whatever she wants. She's more than welcome to go. I would never stop her from going. I just, since she accepted for both of us, she's got to let him know I ain't coming. I mean, why would I ever tell her she couldn't go by herself? She's a fully grown adult, her own functioning human being. She can do what she wants, and that's a good thing. Kevin says you just get loaded and watch the game and stop being a jerk. So it's leaning jerk, but there's still time to participate. Open mic on the Rock 107 mobile app from your iPhone or Android. 1-888-ROCK 107. Call the Rock Lines, 1-888-7625-107. Or text to let me know if you think I'm a jerk.